It doesn't matter. The guy's got a gun. All it takes is one bullet. So what am I supposed to protect myself with against the bad guys? Because the police aren't going to be able to come in time.
And not only that,
even the best law enforcement.
And if you're in a neighborhood that are not worth responding, the response time will be even higher.
Right. So what are we like? What's the solution then, Norm? Like, what am I supposed to protect myself with?
I want to protect myself in any capacity necessary. But what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't have to be a gun. Like, I understand, like, the escalation part of it. Like, you want to be the toughest dude on the block.
A lot of gun owners, legal gun owners, feel uncomfortable that they even need to get a gun, but they're aware of the situation of they need a plan in case shit goes down. The thought of someone coming into your private space where you're supposed to be safe and taking things that you care about, you know, things that you own, whether material or life.
That was happening around, you know, in certain Chinatowns and even outer boroughs at one time, home invasions. And they would, you know, unfortunately, you know, I'm close to a family that happened. And what they did was they tied them up in the middle of the living room and they would just take the son and they would just douse him with, you know, lighter fluid.
Waterboarded him?
With the lighter fluid.
Oh, shit.
And they say, give everything up or I'll set this kid on fire.
Lucky Boys Podcast.
There's also a mindset in the Asian community that they're also afraid of the gun thing. Just even mentioning of, I mean, I have friends in social media, even just the mentioning of guns. They're like, no guns, no guns. I says, listen, you have a fire extinguisher in the kitchen. You're not going to worry about a fire. You're not buying that fire extinguisher thinking that, you know, but you need it.
But that's a fire extinguisher. You're talking about a weapon.
What the weapon?
The same
the thing is, it's an object. Now I look at it.
I mean, that's far-fetching concept. I mean, like, I understand what the point you're trying to make, but then when you're talking about a weapon, a firearm, you can accidentally just shoot it off and actually injure somebody. But if you accidentally shoot your fire extinguisher, you're not going to necessarily kill somebody, right?
And the thing goes back to gun control. The fact that is, in order for you to get that firearm. You just don't go to the store and buy one, because if you need to drive a car, you need to take a road test to understand that pedals the gas, that pedals the brake, this is the turn signal, because you have a 4,000-pound bullet in you.
So what are you supposed to protect yourself with then?
By the way, nunchucks is now legal in New York City.
Oh, it is? I have nunchucks. It used to be not illegal.
So you're going to protect yourself. So somebody comes up with you. You're outnumbered, outmanned, and you're going to whip out your nunchucks.
No, I want to protect myself in any capacity necessary. But what I'm saying is, like, it doesn't have to be a gun. Like, I understand, like, the escalation part of it. Like, you want to be the toughest dude on the block to protect yourself.
I disagree. I think it has to be a gun.
And the answer is to arm everybody? I don't think that's the answer, though.
I think for those that are in danger or need that peace of mind, why not? I would argue, why not? If someone is robbing my house, let's say 2 or 3 criminals come and rob my house. I have kids in there. I have my wife in there. Even if I was like this superb MMA fighter, I'm supposed to fight off 2, 3 guys. I don't know their level of execution, their level of fight skills, and it doesn't matter, because at the end of the day, I still run the risk of being outnumbered. How many people can I realistically hold down while the other 2 go do something else with my family members? Right?
I mean,
what am I supposed to protect myself with? And what if they have, so the bad guys can have the stronger weapon. So what if they have a gun? And let's say I'm Conor McGregor, I'm Khabib Nurmagomedov, right? I'm Dustin Poirier. I'm this top-notch, one of the best world-class fighters of the world. It doesn't matter. The guy's got a gun. All it takes is one bullet. So what am I supposed to protect myself with against the bad guys? Because the police aren't going to be able to come in time.
And not only that,
even the best law enforcement.
And if you're in a neighborhood that are not worth responding, the response time will be even higher.
Right. So what are we, like, what's the solution then, Norm? Like, what am I supposed to protect myself with?
No, I don't.
If the guns aren't
I
the
don't-
answer,
No, I'm
if
not
that's
saying-
not the fire extinguisher, then what is? What am I supposed to protect myself with? Nunchucks?
No,
Like-
you just gotta make sure that
This
you're
shit ain't the
aware of the
movies.
situation. Yeah, I know that, but if you're legally allowed to have a gun, yeah, you can. That's your choice. But what I'm saying is like, will the guns stop any situation? Probably not. It's just an escalation of violence to me.
But
So-
the thing is,
Well, you're defending yourself, though.
and you also
Yeah, and you have the right to.
The violence has been uninvited, unprovoked,
Right.
and you have to address it in order for it to stop, or you become the victim.
And you have a legally right to buy a firearm if it's legal.
Right.
But in the city, it's not. It's hard to get a handgun.
That's the other thing that I would like to see New York change, because it takes me high and holy hell. I'm still waiting for my renewal for my rifle permit. They purposely discourage law-abiding citizens to own firearms in New York City. And I'm probably one of the very few who is licensed to own firearms in New York City. And the thing,
Why is that? Why is it so hard, even for law-abiding citizens, to own a handgun? Not just like I know firearms, but then handguns are almost impossible to get a license for.
the thing is with gun control, I look at gun control as to be properly disciplined, to be well trained, is gun control. In order for you to actually own one, not because, I'm rich, I have a business, I need to carry a gun. It's a tool, it's an implement. But if you're going to get it, you need to be responsible. You cannot have children and then leave your firearm loaded, which is supposed to be by law. You're supposed to read all the instructions. You can't have, all kinds of.
But how many people
rules.
are going to actually abide by those instructions?
Exactly. But then
Right.
again, if the force, if the laws are not properly enforced, then it's okay. He's a cop. He's allowed to leave. No, he broke the rule. You lose it. You have to enforce the law. All right. Gun control means if you're walking around with an illegal firearm, you would have to be penalized by the criminal system that you are now in possession of an illegal firearm. And you shouldn't have one because, number one, you have a domestic violence record. Number two, you're not in the right mental state of mind. How did you get that? But then again, you also have to remember there are law-abiding citizens who are in the right frame of mind, who've gone through training, who knows how to use it. And not only that, when you have a weapon, it holds a lot of responsibility.
It does, yeah.
And, for me to keep my 9mm, yes, I do have one. And the thing is, legally. I go through training. I, use the range, and it's not a good or a bad thing. It's an object. Mm-hmm. If I leave it on the table and I don't have my magazine in it, there's not a round in it, that object does nothing. I'm the person with the finger. If I'm a bad person with this finger and you happen to have cash, I like that ring on your neck. I want that. And he's not armed. I am. And I'm that bad person with whatever I have. I am going to get that.
He's going to win. But I'll tell you what.
But that guy got it illegally while, you're trying to get it.
If he has a sidearm and he's looking at me and I have a sidearm, he's going to think twice. And let's just say I don't have a sidearm. Let's say you do and you're a complete stranger. He's still thinking like,
because
shit.
he's no longer an easy target.
If I stick him up, my man right here may not be going like the guy that got slashed.
The good
he may
Samaritan.
not be looking around and going, oh shit, something might, no one's there to help me. That's a different story. Look at Texas. There's been times where there's this video of I think they're in a college room. It looked like some type of lecture hall, and this guy takes out a gun and starts letting off shots into the auditorium or the lecture hall, and one of the security guys just takes out his gun, boom, one shot, dropped him.
But he was trained.
He was trained,
There
one
you go.
shot.
That's the difference.
That's the thing. I would think if I'm trying to rob you, and I don't know Norm, I see other people there, and it's just you and me. even if I'm successful and you don't have a sidearm, I'm thinking, shit, what's my blind side? What's my blind? What if this dude takes out a gun and there's cameras everywhere? What if this dude takes out a gun and shoots me while I'm trying to shoot you?
And all those armed
It would-
robberies
it would
in the
make me
Bronx and
think
those
twice.
bodegas, they don't care about those cameras. And they'll still put that piece in your face and say, empty your cash register.
Right. But when the score's even, you would think twice. If someone can shoot at you back and defend themselves, you would think twice.
The bodega owners now, some of them, the Bangladeshis and the Pakistanis, they have machetes. And just the fact that you have a weapon, and people don't realize that if they're trained in close quarter combat, a knife is actually more dangerous than a firearm because the firearm only shoots one direction. My blade, if you're also, and it's crazy. The most dangerous thing you have is an edged weapon at close quarter combat and not a gun.
Now, here's the truth of the matter, Norm. Not all gun owners are gun crazy. They literally makes them uncomfortable to even the thought of having one in their homes where the kid can have access to it or the family members. I think a lot of people, a lot of gun owners, legal gun owners, feel uncomfortable that they even need to get a gun, but they're aware of the situation of they need a plan in case shit goes down. That's all I'm saying. I know a lot of people that have a plan in place just in case for a doomsday scenario. The doomsday scenario for them is if someone tries to do a home invasion and they can't protect their family. That's one of the scariest thoughts for anyone, even criminals. The thought of someone coming into your private space where you're supposed to be safe and taking things that you care about, things that you own, whether material or life.
That was happening around, in certain Chinatowns and even outer boroughs at one time, home invasions. And they would, unfortunately, I'm close to a family that happened. And what they did was they tied them up in the middle of the living room and they would just take the son and they would just douse him with, lighter
they
fluid.
waterboarded him?
With the lighter fluid.
Oh, shit.
And they say, give everything up or I'll set this kid on fire. Mm-hmm. So, home invasions are real and they do it, and it's, that's what they do. Mm-hmm. And sometimes it's unavoidable, but unfortunately now, with today's society, we have people that are coming in as acting fake plumbers, fake utility,
fake delivery guys,
everything. So, now what are you going to do? And the thing is, it's not even just in the Asian community, it's also in other communities where these people are, they fall victim into these crimes because they figured they're easy targets.
Yeah. And they do a lot of stalking, they'll stalk them out.